After all the reveals yesterday, we do somehow know more about the next legend than we should do, and they actually seem like a very interesting character, and we can theorize pretty well on their abilities and when they're going to release. Starting off, as a lot of you may know, Respawn actually released a dev stream where they talked about a load of future stuff, and at the 9-minute 20 mark of the dev stream, there's actually one moment where we can see a clip of the next legend in a select screen. Their appearance, unfortunately, is only concept art right now, although it gives us an idea of what they look like. A few people have actually theorized that this concept art is for a Mortal Kombat character and Respawn just borrowed the image. They've done this in the past. When Catalyst was leaked, she was using the art of a random art station project. So because of that, I'm not going to theorize on her appearance too much. It could be made by Respawn, but at the same time, it might not be. Although just for a moment, do take a look at her face and remember what she looks like, and try to think if she reminds you of any existing legends, because there's a pretty prevalent theory right now that she is a legend that already exists. But I want to get onto theorizing about her abilities with a bit of proof we have, instead of theorizing on something that could well be wrong. Oh yeah, and we also know the legend's name. The legend's name is Alter, which I feel like tells us a lot about the legend, but I'm getting too ahead of myself. Most of this upcoming gameplay comes from Game Informer, who actually got a tour of Respawn HQ and got to play on the Season 21 build of Apex. Yes, we're already talking about Season 21. First of all, we actually saw what Alter does in game and their name. As you can see, the guy doing the gameplay, Jay, actually cracks a certain legend in this frame, and this looks like no legend we know of, and when he cracks this legend, it says Alter has been cracked, and it also says this twice, so in this gameplay there's actually 2 Alters running around. At the same time, during this gameplay, we see plenty of void particles flying everywhere, giving us a potential hint to Alter's abilities, and some of the void particles do a curved jump in the air, which you can't really do with Ash at all, and it's especially hard to do with Wraith, so this could well be Alter, and this is proven later on, where Jay gets the notification that he has been seen from the void. This is not an ability we have right now. This is clearly the work of the next legend, which does confirm the next legend does use void abilities to some degree, and can likely go into the void as, you know, Jay is being seen from the void. There are a few people like Atheon who actually broke down this gameplay really well and potentially found out more about her abilities. Apart from the obvious void particles flying around, Atheon did find a strange ring floating in the air, so I guess Alter uses a ring to activate the void abilities, much like Ash uses a sword. So before we do get into more Season 21 gameplay, who could Alter be? Well, there's actually a pretty good theory going around right now on who Alter could be. Basically, it seems Alter might be an alter ego or an alternate version of Wraith. As you know from a lot of her lore, Wraith is basically one of many Wraiths that can communicate with other versions of herself from different dimensions, and in one of the first Apex trailers, we actually saw Wraith transport to a different dimension and interact with an alternate version of herself. So combined with the name Alter, there's a pretty high chance of this. It could maybe be the literal Wraith from one of the first trailers that gives our Wraith her gauntlet, which allows her to travel through dimensions, and we never see of the Void Walker Wraith again. Well, crazy theory, what if Alter is Void Walker Wraith? That would be a really cool reveal. Imagine having 2 alternate versions of Wraith and they hate each other. That would be a very moody Apex experience. Atheon did further theorize that the ring that is being used is actually to create portals because the gauntlet she uses is a prototype. So it's all very confusing with this dimension travel lore, but I think that is our best theory on Alter, although it's not our best theory for Season 21 on a whole. If the Wraith backstory is true, which I'm inclined to believe because it just seems like really good to be true and would be really good for Apex lore, maybe when Alter does enter the void, she becomes invulnerable much like Wraith, but there's an added effect where she can maybe mark people and even see people through walls like Bloodhound when in the void, but I'm not going to theorize too much because otherwise it's useless. She can just see people through the void and use rings to travel about with void technology. Believe it or not, that's not it for Season 21 stuff, because there was also this. Now, I know what you think this is, but I don't think it is, because we are waiting on a next map that was meant to come this season, but I guess it's coming out next season. And when we're waiting for a new map, it's pretty easy to see this and class it as the next map, because obviously it's in development. Respawn have blurred the mini-map for some reason, despite approving the footage of this area. So, what is the deal? Is this the next map, and when can we be expecting to go here? Well, once again, there's been quite a few theories about this place. Basically, a quick look around, it does seem to be one small glass combat building, and then in the middle of the map, there is a huge building with a huge orb on top, which doesn't actually seem too stable. And the main theory going around right now is that this is the next map district, and it could well be the next map. But there's an alternate theory that this is an Olympus update, which is going to tie into what Horizon is trying to do in the lore right now, and it's got Titanfall 2 to do with it. Yes, I'm sure me saying that got somebody mad, but it does. Because at the end of the new season's launch trailer, Horizon is staring up this beautiful piece of technology. And you may recognize this or you may not, and it's just a stupid piece of tech. But this is actually the time travel gauntlet from Titanfall 2, which Jack Cooper likely had on his hands, otherwise it could be a reproduction version. And Horizon does want to use this to go back in time and see her son, which back in Season 7, Respawn actually confirmed she was going to time travel back in time to see her son, because in the least confusing time travel thing ever, Horizon goes back in time and leaves a voice message for herself back in time for a future version of herself, which is that same version of herself saying, "You did it, you time traveled." I hate talking about alternate dimensions and time travel, and this video has got me talking about all of it. Basically, Horizon is going to time travel, and I don't think it's going to be any small effort, because the Titanfall time gauntlet isn't actually a time travel device, but a time shift device, so Horizon is going to have to do some changes to it. And this is the theory, that this point of interest is going to be part of Horizon's lore, where she experiments on the time gauntlet and harnesses time to some degree to time travel to the past. And I think this is going to be another kill code thing. I don't think Horizon is going to time travel to the past and we're never going to see her again. I feel like Respawn are going to do it in a way that happens at the start of the Effect and Cause time travel mission in Titanfall, where because Cooper is in quite an unstable area, randomly he will be teleported back in time for brief moments. So maybe in lore this area allows Horizon to travel back in time and we just get to mess around in it. Although it would be really cool in this point of interest if there's like a past version you can time travel back to, although that seems like too much stuff to make the game break. So basically it could be the next map easily. It could. I could just be having a crazy theory right now. Or this could be a continuation of the clear lore Respawn want to do now of Horizon time traveling back to her son. Season 21 is already looking super packed, and guess what? We're not even in Season 20 yet, so why am I talking about this? Well, because it's pretty exciting. Otherwise, during these builds that are quite clearly the Season 21 build, we didn't see anything else that was really crazy. And a lot of it was seemingly Respawn approved to actually get us hyped, because why would they blur the minimap but show us all of this if they didn't want to tease us a little bit? And I assume the altar being left in the dev stream was actually intentional by Respawn, and they wanted us to see this because they have a pretty big history of sharing future upcoming content, quote unquote by accident, within these dev streams, including the Marksman update and little things like that. And it's been a while since Respawn has done this, but it's really cool to see that they may just be doing this whole teaser thing again. All I'm saying is, if you want to get ahead of the Apex Legends curve right now and be that guy who knew, maybe go back and watch the Voidwalker animated cinematic and focus on the Voidwalker Wraith a lot, as it seems she is the most likely candidate to be Alter. Otherwise, I would love to hear your theories below, because obviously this is a legend we literally know the picture of and has void abilities, so it could really be anyone. So your theories down below and subscribe.